Good morning, good morning. It is day 18 of 21 days of Reiki. And today we're focusing on one of the 5 principles. It's going to be all about anxiety today. And anxiety is a good one for right now in COVID times. A lot of people are having a lot of anxiety. So it's a good one to focus on, good one to kind of bring attention to and start to think about, like, how can we not succumb to so much anxiety in our lives? So I'll talk first, and then we'll meditate and connect with guides and focus on not giving in to anxiety today. Couple of things that are really helpful for anxiety. The biggest thing is to remember being in anxiety is essentially not being in the here and now, because you're worrying about the past or you're worrying about the future, but you're generally speaking not worrying about what's happening right here and now, unless there happens to be a bear right in front of you. Then anxiety is okay. So when we are doing Reiki and in everyday life, we want to be in the here and now. We want to be present. We want to be mindful of what's happening right now in front of us. And worrying takes us out of that 100%. So that's the key to that is the reason why we don't want to give into worry, because we are taking away from our life here and now. And the point is to experience life here on earth. So some ways that you can help prevent anxiety. Breath. We've been talking about breath all this time, but when you are in anxiety, you are breathing up here. You're not belly breathing. So the easiest thing to do without any tools at all is simply focus on your breath 10 times a day. Once an hour, whatever you need to do to focus on bringing that breath down to the belly instead of up here in the chest. And when you bring the attention back to the belly breathing, focus on bringing Reiki in, asking for support, asking for help. Focusing on your breath brings you back to the here and now, stops you from stretching yourself way out. When we're anxious, we throw our energetic field like way out there, and it's erratic and unbalanced. So when you're breathing and you're focusing on being in the here and now and bringing your attention back to your body, also bring your energy back to your body, because we give too much of ourselves away when we are anxious. Okay, so belly breathing is the first thing for anxiety. Then let's talk about tools. We can do essential oils. We can include them in our jewelry, on our clothes. We can put them in our hair. We can apply them to the pulse points. Especially, I showed you the other day to massage to the solar plexus points in a clockwise motion on the palms of the hands, palms of the feet, and the solar plexus point. There are a lot of essential oils that are good for anxiety, but I just went through my toolbox, which is pathetically low right now because I'm not doing a whole lot of aromatherapy, and pulled out some of the oils that I have, and there's still like more than a handful here. So the big one is rosewood. Rosewood, this is the Divine Essence name brand. I love them. They're Canadian. They're really good quality essential oils. Rosewood is fantastic for caregivers. If you are a caregiver and you need support, rosewood is the oil for you. And you can literally just breathe it in, belly breathe, and be like, oh, and Hatto breath. And it just calms everything down and takes you out of your head. So rosewood, I love. Also, neroli, I talked about last time, blends really nicely with rosewood and excellent for anxiety. But it's not as good as at taking you out of your head. But it is good at calming your heart, calming your, like that, well, calming fear. Another one that blends really well with those two that I saw, did I see it? Ylang-ylang. These are heady, like really deep, heady oils. The base oils are the ones that are going to bring you down back to earth. The base notes. Ylang-ylang is really good if you get a lot of like heart palpitations with your anxiety. Ylang-ylang is awesome for that. There are several grades of ylang-ylang people, and if you are an aromatherapy snob and you want to get really good quality oils, you're going to get ylang-ylang totem. Not 1, 2, or 3, totem. That is the highest quality ylang-ylang. Ylang-ylang 3 is like soap quality. It's not one that you are going to use therapeutically. At the very least, get like a first pressed or a 1. And of course, always organic if you can. 2 other really good deep oils, base oils, are sandalwood and patchouli. Sandalwood is great if you like to calm the third eye. It opens the third eye, but calms it, just like patchouli does. The both of these are both grounding and spiritual at the same time. Patchouli is a love-or-hate oil. It's the hippie oil. It blocks the scent of weed. That's why it's the hippie oil. I love it, and I love to blend it with citrus. So you get that grounding sense, but you also get the uplifting sense of the citrus oils. Patchouli and lime is my favorite, but it's a love-hate or relationship for sure. Sandalwood, very traditional, very common. Again, it's not my favorite. I don't love the smell of sandalwood, but it's a very spiritual oil, so that's a good one. Frankincense, if you've got a lot of fear of like the unknown, fear of spiritual crap, fear of ghosts and goblins and things going out there to get you, frankincense is really good for that because it clears, how do I want to put this? It wards off negative energy. That's why they use it in churches, right? To ward off negative energy. So that's a good one. If transition, like moving from one activity to another, or when the kids come home from school, or activities like that are really like chaotic and changing of energy, bergamot, which is an essential oil, a citrus essential oil, that one's really nice. It smells like Earl Grey tea because that's what they make Earl Grey tea out of, and it's lovely. Blend it with chamomile, awesome for transition. And then, of course, the trees. All the different trees are fantastic for grounding, centering, and making you strong in your center. So use those essential oils, any of those essential oils, honestly, because even if you just notice a smell, even if you just have perfume at home, if you notice a smell and you tell yourself, when I notice this smell, I'm going to be calm, I'm going to recenter, I'm going to refocus, I'm going to be mindful of the here and now. The limbic system, the part of our body that registers smell, is a very old part of our brain. And it includes the amygdala, the part of the body, or the part of the brain that freaks out. So you can use scent to calm our lizard brain down. The other thing you can do is what we talked about before, the finger labyrinths. These guys are awesome. Or go walk a labyrinth. If you've got a labyrinth nearby on your lunch break that you can go walk, fantastic. That's, like pace, back and forth, up and down, pace. That's kind of doing the labyrinth thing too, if you can't do the labyrinth. But pace with intention. Do the labyrinth with intention to bring your mind back centered, to balance your right and left brain, to say, hey, we're in alignment, we're not fighting against each other. Because anxiety is so much about not knowing what's happening, not feeling in alignment, not feeling in control, and being able to regain that sense of control by understanding that our energy is in alignment, that we are operating in our own value system, and that our boundaries are not being pushed, then allows us to be mindful here and now, step out of fear, and act with kindness and empathy and compassion. So, different ways to think about not being in anxiety today. Everybody breathes. Everyone can breathe. If you've got essential oils, great. If you've got grounding stones, great. This one is labradorite. I love labradorite. It's so cool. It shines in the light. It's got blacks and greens and blues, and it's just beautiful. Also, there is hematite, super grounding. In fact, I feel it right now, so maybe I'll carry this around today. Tourmaline, any of the black stones, any of the brown stones, any of the rutilated quartz is great. That's the quartz that's got kind of like the goldy lines through it. Smoky quartz, just plain old quartz works too. Plain old quartz can be used for anything. Carry some in your pocket or wear them as jewelry if you can. Okay, let's ground and center. Think about our principles, and then we're going to send energy to our guides, asking them to help us to step out of anxiety today, not to succumb to fear, and sending them energy with that intention in mind. So let's begin first by grounding and centering. As always, having your shields up really helps with anxiety as well, because the shields help you feel protected and prevent you from feeling everybody else's chaos. One of the reasons we have so much anxiety right now is so many people now are very empathetic, which is wonderful for the world, but nobody knows how to handle it. So one of the first things to learn is ground, center, and shield. We don't have to be sponges. We don't need to take on everybody else's shit. We just need to handle our own and support other people in handling their own shit. So, shields. Morning, night, lunchtime. All right. Belly breathing. Shadow breath. Feel the tension in your body, a sign of anxiety and stress. Let it go with your breath. Notice any tension in your jaw. Send Reiki to that area. Notice any tension in your shoulders. Send Reiki to that area. Notice any tightness in your belly or your chest. Send Reiki to that area. Notice your heart. Send Reiki to that area. We feel anxiety in our heart, but actually fear is held in the urinary system, the kidneys and the bladder. So if you run to the washroom all the time, you might have high anxiety. That might be part of it. You might be trying to release all that fear. So something to think about. The kidneys, you can send Reiki to the kidneys, send Reiki to the bladder. Okay, so we're aware of our body. Let's send our roots down. Now in this case, earth energy might actually be like that red, powerful earth energy, might actually be too much if we're very anxious people. So why don't we pull in the cobalt blue energy, which coincidentally, we pull in through our kidneys. So breathing in, feeling Reiki blue earth energy coming in through our kidneys, helping us feel connected to the earth, sending our roots down through the soles of our feet and the base of our spine. When you've got that blue, cobalt blue energy flowing in with the breath, when you exhale, feel it filling your body up. And spreading out into all your little nooks and crannies, fingertips and toes, and the tip of your nose, and the tips of your ears, and your hair, your back. And then filling your energetic space. And strengthening your shield. The water element, which is also blue, is the emotional element. And we can use water to cleanse ourselves of anxiety and stress and worry. So when you're in the shower, it is a great time to imagine water washing away all of the fears and anxiety and allowing you to be present in the moment. All right, let's bring in universal love energy. Let's go with a beautiful healing pink light this time, because the pink light is soothing to our heart and supportive of our souls. So we'll just draw that energy in. And allow it to support us. And allow ourselves to feel supported by the energy. Stop holding yourself up. Let the chair hold you up. Let the earth hold you up. Allow your bones and muscles to do what they naturally do without forcing them to do it. Then let that pink energy fill your body. and expand to all your cells, even your toenails and your fingernails. Fill your energetic space and strengthen your shield. Now we remember when we did centering breaths, in through the nose, we pulled down to the heart and we pulled down to the navel. The navel chakra has a lot to do with your anxieties and fears and all of your emotions. So, and all of your five senses as well. So one of actually a great exercise to calm anxiety is to notice the five senses. What are five things you can see? What are four things you can touch? What are three things you can smell? Did you know that you can smell yourself? We all have our own smell, and actually smelling ourselves clears our scent palette, and that will help to calm the limbic system as well. What are two things you can taste? What? See, smell, touch, taste, hear. What do I hear around me? So that's five things, but breathing in, centering breaths is what got me thinking about this. Breathe Reiki in and then center breath, orange light out of the navel chakra, like a beam, like a Care Bear. So let's take 3 centering breaths that way. Okay, let's bring our hands together in Gasho. Reminding our bodies when we bring our hands together in Gasho, this is how we want to feel. Grounded, centered, protected in the moment. And we'll bring to mind our 5 principles. And today, with every principle, let's take a breath and feel the vibration of each statement. Just for today, I will not rise to anger. Just for today, I will not succumb to fear. Just for today, I will walk the path of honesty. Just for today, I will walk the path of kindness. Just for today, I will express gratitude for the many blessings in my life. Okay, now that we're in this beautiful, lovely, meditative state, let's take 2 minutes to send Reiki to our guides and ask them to support us in focusing for the rest of the day on letting go of fear and anxiety, being in the here and now. So here we go. Okay. Take the next couple of minutes to meditate on not succumbing to fear, being in the moment today. And then take the rest of your day to walk that principle and embody it. The first two principles tell us not to succumb to low vibrations, not to succumb to being stuck in darkness. The next three help us to focus on positive, bright, light, high frequency energy. And so the next 3 days should be quite lovely. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.